Jai Hind everyone. Today we are going to start the topic that is frequent item sets and a priori algorithm. So we'll begin with the introduction to the frequent item set first. We need to understand what does it mean by a frequent item set. Then we'll be discussing one of the example using a priori algorithm, right? So what is a frequent item set? A frequent item set is a set of words that occur together in some minimum fraction of documents in a cluster. All right. So, therefore, we can say a frequent item set describes something which is common to many of the documents in a cluster. We use frequent item sets to construct clusters and to organize clusters into a topic hierarchy. Fine. So, now we are going to start with the a priori algorithm. What it says, this algorithm is algorithm which is used for frequent item set mining and association rule mining over a relational databases, right? Suppose multiple objects are there in a particular transaction, and if we need to identify the association among the objects, then how we can find out the association among the objects. So, this is the algorithm which helps us to find out the association among the various objects within a any transaction in a data set, we can say, right? So, it proceeds by identifying the frequent individual items in the database and extending them to larger and larger item sets as long as those item sets appear sufficiently often in the databases, right? Now, we take an example, then we will be able to understand how a priori algorithm is working to find out association among the various objects. So, here I am taking an example where we have some of the products, say items, and we have a transaction ID. For example, now we say transaction ID, for example, it is 100 and the items purchased were item number 1, item number 3, item number 4. Next transaction we have, that is 200, and the items we have, say item number 2, item number 3 and item number 5. These were the items which were purchased in the transaction ID, say 200. For example, another transaction, that is a transaction ID 300, and the items purchased were 1, 2, 3 and 5. Fine. Okay. Now we take another transaction which is a transaction ID 400, and the items purchased in the transaction ID 400 are 2 and 5. Fine. So, here we take minimum support which is equal to 50% in this particular example, and threshold confidence which is given as 70%, right? So, when we say minimum support, what is a support? Support is a frequency of occurrence of the items, right? What is that? That is frequency of occurrence, right? Okay. In short, we also can say what is a support. This is an indication of how frequently the items appear in data. Actually, support and confidence, these are the two main terminologies that are being used in a priori algorithm. So, firstly, we need to understand what the support is and what does it mean by a confidence. So, support, that is an indication of how frequently the item is getting appear in the given data set, right? And the confidence, that indicates the number of times the if-then statements are found true, right? So, this is what the confidence is. Confidence, that simply indicates the number of times the if-else statements are found true. Okay, now we'll start with the example. So, first of all, we need to mention all of the distinct items, right? All of the distinct items, that means what we have to do, mention distinct items, or we can say the products, whatever is being purchased in a given data set in item set. Mention distinct items in the item set. What are the distinct items? We can see 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Item set, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Fine. And now we'll identify the support. How we can identify the support? We need to check how many number of times that item is being purchased out of all of these transactions. Right? In these transactions, how many number of times one has been purchased? Say item number 1, this is 1 time and this is what? 2 times. So, we will write 2. How many total transactions are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. These are 4 transactions. 2 out of 4. 2 times in 4 transactions, right? Okay. Then we'll check out for the second item. Okay. Item number 2, 1 time, 2 time and this is what? 3 time. So, we will be having 3 out of 4. Okay. Next is item number 3, 1, 2 and 3. Again 3 times. Then next item is item number 4. Item number 4 that has been purchased in only 1 time out of all these 4 transactions. So, 1 divided by 4, 1 out of 4. Next is item number 5, 1, 2 and 3. So, again we are having 3 by 4, right. So, how many percent we can say over here? This is what? 50%. 3 by 4, that is what? 75%. Again, it is 75%. This is what? 1 by 4, that is just 25%. And 3 by 4, again 75%. What is given in the question? What is the support? The minimum support is 50%. Minimum support given, that is 50%. 50%, that means, okay, whatever the value we have which is below 50%, we will simply be discarding those values, right. So, we need to discard the item number 4. Discard item number 4. Why it is so? Because the support is 25%, which is below the given support, that is 50%. Right? Fine. So, the item set now, it becomes we have discarded item number 4. How many items we were having? Item number 1, item number 2, 3, 4 and 5. And we have discarded 4. So, 1, 2, 3 and 5. Right? When we have written 2 out of 4, I hope that is clear. 2 is what? Occurrence of a respective item. Occurrence of respective item. That means occurrence of respective item. Right? That means how many number of times this item has been purchased out of these 4 transactions. So, what is this 4? The total number of transaction. Total number of transactions. Right? Okay. Now, what we have to do in the first step, we have taken each distinct item set, right? And we have checked, we have found out the occurrence of every item. Now, we have to form the pairs of the items. Now, form pairs of the updated items, right? Okay. How we will be pairing these items? Say 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 5, right? Then 2, 3, 2, 5, 3, 5, right? So, that is how we need to form the pairs, because what we exactly need to do, we need to find out the association among the various objects, various items, right? So, again I will be writing item sets and support. Fine. First pair 1, 2, okay. Next pair 1, 3. Next 1, 5, okay. Then 2, 3, 2, 5, then 3, 5, right? Okay. Now, again we need to identify 1, 2. How many times it has occurred? 1, 2 in one transaction. Say transaction ID 300. Only one time? Okay. So, it becomes 1. How many total transactions are there? That is again 4. Okay. We need to find out 1, 3. How many number of times? 1 and 3. The combination was there. Okay. 1, 1, 3. That is 2 times. That means 2 out of 4 total transactions. Okay. Now we need to check out 1, 5. 1 and 5. 1 is here. 5 is here in the transaction 3. So again 1 time out of 4 transactions. In the 4 transactions, then we need to find out for 2, 3. 2, 3, 1, 2. That is 2 in the 4 transactions. 2, 5. 2, 5 1 time, 2 time and 3 times. Out of these 4 transactions, 3, 5 is 2 times. 3, 5 is coming 2 times. That is 2 out of 4. Now we need to find out the percentage. What is the percentage of this support? This is what? Say it is 1 by 4, that is 25%. It is 50%. Again 25%. 2 by 4, that is 50%. 3 by 4, that is 75% and 50%. Right? Now, what is given to us? The minimum support value is 50%. Right? Again, we will be discarding the items which is below 50%. Right? So, what we will be discarding? The item set 1, 2 and the item set 1, 5. Right? Discard because it is smaller than the minimum threshold value, that is 50%, right? Discard item set 1, 2 and 1, 5 because support is below minimum threshold value, which is 50%, right? Okay. Now, what is the next step? Now we have checked for the pairs. Now we need to form triplets. Triplets, that means in the combination of 3 data items, right? Okay, let me change. Now form triplets of the item set, right? Again, in the same manner, item set and support. From here we can see these are the 1, 3, 2, 3, 2, 5, 3, 5. These are the item sets. Now we need to form the triplets. So we will be taking 1, 3, 5, then 2, 3, 5, and 1, 2, 3. Again, we will be checking for the triplet how many number of times these 3 items were purchased together. First one is 135. So we can see here 135 in the transaction 3, that is only one time. 1 out of 4 transactions. Then 235 we need to find out. 235 here in the transaction 200, then in the transaction 300. That is 2 times this combination has been purchased. 2 out of 4 transactions. Then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 again in the transaction ID 3. Only one time. Right? Okay. Now we need to check out. It is what? 25%. This is what? 50%. And again it is 25%. Right? Just because of the same reason, again we will be discarding this item set 135 and 123 because it is, the support is below the minimum required threshold value, that is 50%, right? So whatever the value we are having below 50%, we will be simply discarding those item sets. So discard 25% and this one. Discard, discard, right? That means now 235, we are left only with this item set according to the minimum required support value, right? So what is the next step? We need to generate the association rule from the final triplet. Generate association rule from the final triplet. Okay. How we are going to generate the association rule? Now we'll see that. Rule and support. Fine. The final item set is 235. The only item set, right? So we will be generating the association rule from the same item set. Okay. So we can write 2 and 3 gives me 5. Fine. Okay. 2 and 3 gives me 5. Okay. Next we can say 3 and 5 gives us 2. Obviously, right? Then 2, 5 gives us 3, right? Now just opposite to this, just reverse we can say, 2 gives us 3 and 5, 3 gives us 2 and 5, 5 gives us 2 and 3, right? From the previous tables, we can see the support for the 2 and 3 we have seen, that is 2. 2 and 3 gives us 5, that is 2. From the same table, we can identify 3 and 5 gives us 2, again 2. 2 and 5 gives us 3, again 2, 2, 2 and 2. Why it is 2? Because all the rules are originated by the same triplet and the support of that triplet is 2. And the support of this triplet is what? That is 2. So, that is why we have taken support for all the rules, that is 2, right. Now, in the beginning, we have seen the two main terminologies are there when we discuss about a priori algorithm. One is support, second is confidence. Now, we will see what the confidence, how the confidence we can calculate, we can find out. Now, find confidence to turn these rules into association rule. How we can do that? Okay, we have a formula which says confidence is equal to support of A union B divided by support of A. What is this? What is this? This is support, right? Confidence is equal to support of A union B divided by support of A, right? Now, what is the rule we are having? I consider 2, 3 gives us 5. 2 and 3 gives us 5, right? Whatever is written at the left side, I consider it as A and B on the right side, right? Now, put in the formula support of 2 and 3 union B that is 5 divided by support of A. Support of A is 2 and 3, right? We can find out support of 2 and 3. What was that? That is 2, right? And which already we have calculated. Support of 2 and 3, that is 2. Here it is also 2. So, 2 divided by 2. Now, what is that? It is 100%. That is 100%, right? So, finally, two, 3 gives us 5 and we can check out similarly for 3, 5 gives us 2, right? Here, these two rules are association rules which are generated by using which algorithm? Algorithm we have discussed? We have discussed a priori algorithms. So, by using a priori algorithms, a priori algorithm on an given item set and respective transactions, right? So, that is how we can find out the frequent item sets, right, in a given data item set using the a priori algorithm. Let me quickly revise. The a priori algorithm which we are using to identify the frequent item sets, fine. So, what we have to do, suppose a data set is given to us in which we are having some of the transaction IDs and the item sets which were purchased in those transactions, right. So, firstly, we have mentioned all the distinct items in the item set. How many total items are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, we have written 1, 2, 3, each individual item, whatever is given. Then, we need to calculate, we need to identify that how many number of times a particular transaction, how many number of times a particular item has been purchased in respective transaction. So, in the total transactions. So, item number 1 we have seen that was purchased 2 times, total number of transactions are 4. Item number 2 that has been purchased 3 times out of all 4 transactions. Item number 3 that was purchased 3 times again out of in the 4 transactions. Item number 4 that was purchased only 1 time in the 4 transaction, and item number 5 that was purchased 3 times out of 4 transaction in the 4 transactions, right. So, we need to find out the support. Okay, we have seen 50%, 75%, 75%, 25%, 75%. The minimum support which is given to us, that is 50%. So, the items which were below 50%, we need to simply discard that. So, discard item number 4 because the support is 25% here, and what was the required minimum was 50%. So, simply discard this item, right. When we have discarded one item, then on the updated item set we will be working. What is the updated item set now? We have discarded item number 4. So, 1, 2, 3, 5. These are the updated items in the given item set, right. So, now we have to form pairs. Earlier, we were working on a single item in the item set. Now, we are working on the pairs in the given item set. So, we have formed the pair of the updated item set like 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 5, 2, 3, 2, 5 and 3, 5. Again, we have identified the support. Then, we have seen, okay, 1, 2 just 25%, 1, 5 just 25%. So, we have discarded. Discard these sets. Why it is so? Again, it is below the minimum support value, that is 50%. 50% say below hai, then we have to discard it, right? Okay. After pairing, now we need to form the triplets, right? So, how we have formed? 1, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5 and 1, 2, 3. Now, we need to find out how many number of times this combination was purchased in the transactions, right. So, we have seen 1, 3, 5 only 1 time in the 4 transaction, 2, 3, 5 2 times in the 4 transaction, 1, 2, 3 that is 1 time in the 4 transactions, right. Finally, we got one triplet which is where the support is 50%, right. So, we need to discard the support with the 25% and we'll go with 50% support, that is the item set 2, 3, 5. Finally, okay. So, now we need to generate the association rule from this final triplet. Okay, okay, fine. We have seen 2, 3 gives us 5. Yes, we can write. 3, 5 gives us 2. 2, 5 gives us 3, and the reverse. Reverse, fine. Then support is what? 2. Why it is so? Because all of these rules are being originated from a single triplet and which was having a support value 2, right? So, now find the confidence. Find confidence to turn these rules into the association rule. For that, we are having a formula. Confidence is equal to S into S, that is support of A union B divided by support of A, right? We have we are putting the values in the formula. 2, 3. I am taking example for 2, 3 gives us 5, this rule, where this I am indicating as A and 5 is being indicated as B. Then find out the values, right? So, 2 divided by 2, that is 100%. Similarly, we can find out for the another rule. So, finally, we have identified that 2, 3 gives us 5 and 3, 5 gives us 2. These are the two rules, association rules, which are generated by using the a priori algorithm on a given item set and the respective transactions, right? Here, these are the references from where I have included the content in my slides. Thank you.